Okay, so in this video, we are going to explore something we did in our classroom actually yesterday that I think works great for this project. So what we did was it was a lesson on inertia, inertia being objects either want to stay put, and if they're staying put, they're going to stay put until something moves them along, or they need to or they're moving and they're going to keep on moving until something makes them move a different way or stop. So that's what we talked about. So we did this activity with what we call inertia cups. So I'm going to actually show you the video. We actually, for this wasn't planned, but it worked out perfectly. I used my phone, and I have a Pixel 3, and I used the slow motion version of the camera to help us catch things that were maybe going wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to look at one of the videos and what this looks like, how it works, all that kind of stuff as the video is loading. The goal of this project was for students to take solo cups, and they would take one cup, and then they would put a note code on it, and then cup, and then note code, and then cup, and then note code. And then, hey, there we go, it's working now. Just like this. They would set this up, and then they would pull these off, and the goal would be for all of these to drop into each other. So they're exploring the inertia of the cups, wanting to stay still, the inertia of the codes being yanked this way, being yanked that way, that way, that way, and that way. And so you'll hear a weird rumbling noise, and that is just the sound of the slow motion of the audio around us. So I'm going to scoot this video over and show you how we used this. So here, the students are about to pull it, and a lot of times with things like this, you don't know what's happening because things happen so fast. But this is at 1/8 speed, so we can get a good idea at what's going to happen whenever they pull them. So here in just a second, the students will pull. There we go. The first one, see all the cups, and oh, they almost made it. And that was pretty common. But what was nice about this is I have these automatically uploaded to my Google account, so that we could go right over here to the screen and immediately watch that video. Let's watch another one here. I'll show you another time of how we use this. So here you're going to see the same thing. Students are going to pull their string, which is attached to the note code. So when they did this one, something very interesting happened whenever we started discussing what was happening. Because normally in the classroom, something happens, you can discuss it, what went right and what went wrong. And sometimes it's very difficult to do with something like this because it happens, and it happens so fast that you don't really know what went right and what went wrong. So here you can see that one student here pulled theirs out. I believe this one's first. And the students ask a great question, and these cups have marbles in them. We were kind of doing a next level, if you will. But what we noticed is the students noticed that we got a bounce right there. I'm going to back this up and kind of point this bounce out. So this one comes up, and you get a bouncing upwards, which was something we hadn't experienced with any of the other cups. But doing this in slow motion gave us the visualization to see that we had a bounce and a movement up instead of just down. This gave us a great opportunity to talk to the students about why did that bounce. And so what we discovered was all the other ones getting bounced because they were dropping down in each other like they should. But here, this one hit first, and all of that energy went straight back up, and now it was fantastic with marbles flying everywhere. Let's be honest, it's not a good science class unless you're having to pick stuff up afterwards. So let's look at this one. This may be this is the one we already looked at. We're going to look at this one here. So this is an example of, again, This one is the easier way with the bigger opening falling down. And again, same thing, students pull out the index cards and they drop straight down. Let's watch this real quick. Drop, drop, drop. That's how it's supposed to be done right there. If you'll notice how long it took this student to realize that it finally worked after all of the times of them trying this over and over. And let's be honest, that's why we do everything we do, right? Is to get this kind of reaction. We're going to start this over again. So this is what was supposed to happen. And what worked out great of using slow motion video is students we could look it over and say, okay, what went right? So here, cups are pretty straight, not exactly straight. The students found out pulling all close to the same time was helpful. You can see they're not all exactly the same time, but they're pretty close. And that helped. And then in this last video here that I'll show is a prime example of looking at it to see what went wrong. And so here, again, students have to pull the strings out. And I believe it's this one here. The student doesn't pull it straight out. They pull it down at an angle. So that gives us an opportunity to discuss why did this one fail. And students fairly quickly picked up on that this one was pulled at an angle, which pulled this one, and the whole tower came tumbling down. And so this is, I think, a good way of using technology in the classroom to show things that our eyes can't catch because they happen too quickly. Thank you for watching.